Honkai Star Rail is one of, if not the video game of all time. Now, I wasn't planning on making a video on Honkai Star Rail, it was just going to be my silent guilty pleasure, but every time I close my eyes, she is there, spinning like a Beyblade, constantly saying that phrase over and over in the back of my mind. And so here I am! Honkai Star Rail just released, coming out in late April, and boy has it taken the world by storm. Its very first limited banner has generated enough revenue that it beats out every single Genshin Impact banner besides one. And so with a heavy and reluctant heart, I decided, might as well give it a shot. And boy, this game is something else, let me tell you. So come, my friends, let us take an adventure through the game known as Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is what I imagine the baby of Genshin Impact and Persona 5 would be. You're slinking around corners like a little gremlin waiting to get the jump on your enemies. The corridors are a lot tighter and smaller overall to accommodate this approach to the game's battles, and it's basically functioning the same way that a Persona 5 map and battle would. Now, the fights themselves are more Genshin meets FF10 than it is Persona 5, but I'll let it slide. You got 3 different ways to attack. Firstly, you have your basic attack, that's for dealing damage and gaining skill points, which then allows you to use your skills. Most of the time they are stronger hitting attacks that also act as an AoE, sometimes it's a buff or a shield or a heal as well. But none of that is important. What really matters are the ults, baby, the ultimates. And woohoo, these ults are chef's kiss. There is just something so satisfying about doing all that extra garbanzo beans, like cutting an entire fucking black hole in half, and then dealing 1/10 of an enemy's health. I ain't even mad about it though, because it's cool as hell. A few of my favorites include Silverwolf, whom plays Project Sakai as her ult. Himeko, who just has the Death Star, evidently.
You've done well so far, but up until now I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my Biden blast! Yeah!
And of course, we can't forget Kafka, who is only on the list because the way she says boom when she ults makes me feel some type of way. And then there's Sushang. Oh, poor little Sushang, what have they done to you, my dear? Now the Genshin part. Why do I say it's like Genshin? Because the developers have discovered the shortcut for copying and pasting, taking nearly every piece of content that Genshin had. I mean, domains, ley lines, weekly bosses, hell, they even copy-pasted most of the UI design and then just slapped a sci-fi sounding name and theme over everything. Now that's not a bad thing, it makes it easy to adjust from one game to another, and knowing Genshin Impact players, they need all the help they can get. This is a joke, please do not lambast me Genshin Impact enjoyers, I too am a degenerate. And that's not to say that every piece of content available is ripped directly from Genshin. Obviously, there is new content made exclusively for this game, such as Herda's Simulated World, a sort of roguelike game mode that you can play, get rewards from, and some new gear pieces. But there is a lot of crossover in content design. Screw the content though, that's not important. What about the characters? I mean, this is a gacha game. The whole point of it is to be a virtual casino with the added layer of being able to play your favorite anime waifus and husbandos. So what kind of characters do we got on offer to appease our small little monkey brains? Well, I don't have every character available because my pockets are about as dry as a 2016 California, but I can go and give the rundown on the main few people I've used primarily throughout my playthrough. Starting of course with your character, the protagonist, the trailblazer, the trash panda themselves. Hoyoverse has finally mastered the art of having a protagonist with a personality. You can talk now, like actually talk. I don't just mean a voice line every other major content update. Granted, your character's personality is often what you decide it to be, since you get to make the dialogue choices. Personally, I am a fan of the snarky shitposter. Next up is my boy Welt, unrelated to the injury of the same name. He is the first 5-star character I got from a banner, and he was also the only 5-star character I didn't want. Over time though, I have warmed up to him. He's one of the better characters in my opinion due to his utility, but who cares about that? He's hot. He's like the hottest guy in the cast. Who doesn't love a DILF? And yes, he is to my knowledge the only character from Honkai Impact 3rd to be the same character in lore in this game. Moving along though, we have Chingche. Please forgive me if I am butchering her name. I am a filthy American. Pronunciation is not my strong suit. This girl is for those who cannot get enough gambling from the gacha. Her entire kit is based on how lucky you get while gambling away your skill points, which is exactly why I used her for like 80% of the time I've played this game. Nothing beats getting 4 matching pieces and absolutely slamming someone. Now obviously there is a ton more characters, but I don't want to waste a ton of time talking about every single person I've ever touched in this entire game because I will be here for a lot longer than necessary. However, I will say, a lot of the game's side cast are funny as hell. This girl right here shows up unironically twice in the game's main story, doesn't say anything to your character either times, and is subsequently given one of the most interesting side quests. There's this guard here who I guess was unnaturally smelly for some reason. Don't ask me, I was half asleep and I still don't understand what the humor here was, but I still laughed because it was very awkward. Then there's these 3 buffoons in the mines, each voiced by one of the hosts of everyone's favorite non-anime anime podcast.
Take shelter? I remember now. These guys came out of nowhere and got into a fight with the mining team.
Is this elevator broken? Why isn't it responding?
Why are you worried about this piece of junk? Do you really want to go down there and be a live target for the robots?
And of course, you cannot forget Oleg, who has the most character development in the entire story, going from a fully voice-acted character whose mouth doesn't move at all. Bro, you couldn't even animate his mouth? Come on, dog! To a fully voice-acted character whose mouth now slightly moves whilst not being in sync with his words at all.
So the massive tremors we felt earlier were a result of the battle, right?
Wait, holy shit! His mouth was moving! Dude! Oh my god, this is a breakthrough! Truly riveting storytelling. The world and story is pretty neat as well, even though they do that storytelling tactic that I absolutely hate of just vomiting random sci-fi terminology and world lore at you like you're expected to know what it means. I still don't know what the hell a Stellaron is, and I've dealt with 3 of them already. Story pacing is dramatically improved when compared to the prior work done with Genshin Impact, which is a huge plus. It's like the main reason I haven't finished the Aranyaka quest yet, because I don't want to dedicate an entire day of my life to a side quest that I haven't even been paying attention to. With that said, please, I beg of you, Hoyoverse, you are a billion-dollar corporation. Add a fucking skip button to your cutscenes and character interactions. It would save so much time. The game world is pretty cool. The planets are all really diverse from each other. Well, planet and 2 space stations, I guess. By this point, I know Herta's space station like the back of my hand. Granted, that's only because I had to play through the entire intro twice due to accidentally having Europe set as my default server and then resetting my progress when I went back to the American servers. Alright, I gotta show you guys this. It defaulted to Europe. Please don't tell me I have to restart the entire game. Oh my god! No fucking way. I've gotta listen to this bitch play Canon D again. No! In conclusion, the game is fun. I cannot wait to waste my life savings gambling for Kafka when her banner releases. The combat and content available is pretty good, though it's mostly carried by the combat, because I will admit, for actually farming for materials and artifacts and what have you, I enjoy doing that in Genshin infinitely more. However, I enjoy the actual combat of this game infinitely more than that of Genshin. The side quests are, kind of boring, I won't lie. Especially this one right here, this fucking rail cart puzzle that for some reason never functions correctly, telling me it can't move the cart because there's something blocking the way. And then I'll go and I'll change the rail, and I'll get the same message, so I'll go back and change it to how it originally was, and now it'll function correctly? Oh my god, I hated this puzzle. I also enjoyed the little character interactions that you can have over text messages, even if they are just bait to get you to like a character even more than you already do, buttering you up to waste more of your money on Clara because she did the cute little emoticon face. So, yeah, if you like Genshin, you'll probably enjoy this game. Honkai Star Rail gets 10 Kafkas out of 10. Now, if you've watched this video until this point, thank you so much for 600 subscribers. It means a lot to me. I know I've not been super active in the last month or two, I'll be honest. I've kind of been going through a content identity crisis where I keep sitting down to write a video script or plan out a new video before scrapping it entirely. I'm gonna blame it on my ADHD because I can. I do hope you will stick with me as I kind of come into my own when it comes to my style of content, and yeah, I'll see you all next time, and I promise, next time won't be another 2 months from now. And if you are so inclined, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. I stream infrequently over there, so, maybe you'll catch the odd stream here and there. Anyways, good night!